Hello and welcome to, my name is Håkan von Tern, and I'm the head of business intelligence at Arriva. I've worked here for 3 years, and when we started we had a really crappy business environment with business intelligence. And 3 years later now we have created quite a big environment. And I'm going to tell you about this story and some learnings from this period. We run buses, trains and trams in Stockholm. We are around 3,500 employees, and around 170 million people travel with us in Sweden every year. So a lot of you have traveled with our buses and trains today to get here. We also run buses in Skåne, electric bus here in Helsingborg, for instance. We run Pågatågen in Skåne, Östgötapendeln in Östergötland. So when I started in Arriva, I did not know the amount and the really interesting data that exists in a company like Arriva. We're quite new in Sweden. We have been around for around 10 years, and before this journey started, we had quite a history of failures provided by our mother company, trying to run for it ran for a few years, and they started a different method. And then 3 years ago, we started on this journey that I will talk to you about today. So it's not a big BI department. When I started, it was just myself and my boss, Urban, who has now left the company. And we had both a long background in business intelligence and also in business control. And we have both been through different journeys in building data warehouses and creating BI environments. So when I joined in 2019, we had just 2 new contracts. And when you win a contract, you have to set up all the business and start running, and you have like half a year to do that. And we were obliged to deliver data to Skånetrafiken and SL on a daily basis. And when I started, we did not have anything. We did not have the tools, we didn't have a data warehouse, we didn't have anything, and we didn't even know what system we were to take the data from. So that was a kind of a difficult situation. We tried to build a quickly data warehouse, but that failed, and we managed to solve this problem by using Power BI and the capability in Power BI and also Power Automate. But it was very not a rigid, it was not stable really, so it was kind of a hard time for us there. So we knew that we had to come up with a stable solution where we would have a data warehouse that could serve our purpose. But it was still only me and my boss, and we're not engineers or so we had to find something that would be really easy to use. We could be self-reliant without consultants because we did not have a big budget. It should be minimal coding, and we should have a big, great overview of all the tables and so on. And we searched the market, and we decided to go for time extender, which has proven to be a really great choice for us. And what we can see is that we have had really high speed in the development. It was and it is really fast to learn, also for someone without the background of the engineer. And we have now full traceability of all the data in the data warehouse, where data is coming from and where it's going and where it's used and so on. And we have little consultant lock-in. So what have we achieved then? We have now, since end of 2019, we have integrated with 25 different systems throughout the whole organization, all different areas. We have 100 roughly modeled data tables that we have according to a common architecture. And we have around 700 tables that are updated on a daily basis. So it has grown from something that was not even existing to quite a big environment in the back end. We have also, of course, created a lot of stuff in the front end, and we have around 20 data models in Power BI that are generic. We have around 100 reports also in Power BI and around 300 users. So we have not been a massive, big crew to do this. It has been mainly one in the beginning, the first 2 years. This is half years each of these lines there. So it's we've been around 3 people the first 2 years, and then we have grown significantly the last year, and that is mainly because management has seen that we can really deliver on our promises. So it has been really a ride these last 3 years, and management and the business really enjoys the things that we provide them, and they get really the benefit of the solutions. So now we have a stable platform, and we want to continue to grow on this. And then I was asked to come here and to tell about our story. So I've been trying to think, okay, why has this happened? How have we succeeded to be successful? So it's not rocket science what I will present now, but it's 4 areas that we feel is really important. And one is the tools and the prerequisite to do something great. We have the team, we have a way of working, and we have the management focus. So let's start with the team, the tool, sorry. So we have the back end. We have created a traditional SQL data warehouse, and we use Time Extender as a tool to be really, really quick in development. And Time Extender, they say that it's 10 times quicker to develop in Time Extender than in the normal way of creating. And I think it's something like that. I don't know. And we have it in AWS in the cloud. And then in the front end, we use Power BI in Azure. So then we have the team. It has been a small team, as you saw before. But I think a key success factor for us has been that we had really good business knowledge. And this has been my boss. He had been working in the company as a business controller first, and then in the BI. And then myself, I come also from the business side, also working with a lot of business intelligence. Then we have had really great BI developers. And the interesting thing is that the developers that we have used, they had really no experience of creating data warehouse when they started with us. So they are directly from school. They have a really high smartness and great social skills, but they have grown and being able to create this really, really fast. And then we also have a really great BI partner, Afingo, where we can have the help with when we have more difficult discussions needed. So I think we have had a really good mix of junior people with high enthusiasm, good motivation, and really skilled and learning really fast, and then some more senior guys like myself with more experience, so we can make the right decisions and so on. Then way of working. We didn't really know how to do this to start with, and we have found a way that has been working very well for us. We run this development without deadlines. We don't plan really. What we do is that we have a long list of all the activities and projects that the business and management wants us to fulfill, and on a quarterly basis, they rank it from the most important to the second most important and so on. So this is our baseline. We know what business wants, and then of course there are a million things that happens during this quarter, but we know what they want us to focus on. And then on a weekly meeting we have in the team, we go through all the activities that we are working on, and we can change prioritization internally, and everybody knows exactly what is going on. And then we have daily status update meetings. So this means for us that everybody always knows what to do, what to work on. So if something slows down, you can work on another thing and so on. And everybody is really productive and always work on the things we need to do. And we have really high energy and motivation in the team. Then we have management focus, and this is really critical in order to do the right things and to get the right attention. And we have succeeded to get that. When we started this journey, they thought it was really important with BI, but they did not really see the potential and did not know. But we have proven ourselves, and we really earned the trust of the management, so that they trust that we are doing the right things and so on, and we are delivering. So we are kind of left to be trusted and just delivering. So I think one should, if you don't have this management focus, you should focus on creating showing your results and taking the low-hanging fruits and deliver on those. And also it's very important to set reasonable expectations and to deliver on them, of course. Then some lessons learned. Some do's. I think very important to have skilled, experienced leaders in this, with journey experience, business knowledge, to select innovative technology that really works, have skilled developers, and try to get the management focus I talked about. What we have not done is that we have not grown our team internally as the thing has taken off. So it's still a too small internal team right now, but we're working on that. I think we have maybe grown too fast, because you cannot grow in all the areas that need to be taken care of. It's easy to forget the users. It's really when we are using the data and analysis that we are getting the value, of course, out of the tools that we create. And then it's easy when you're running too fast to skip documentation. So, some examples. We have in our buses, we have sensors, and these sensors measure if we are accelerating too fast or braking hard or turning very quickly or something like that. So this is one data that is collected every second. And we provide this information to the people that are working with the bus drivers, and they will have coaching discussions with the drivers, and they will also be rewarding really great drivers. The same is with punctuality work. We have we are kind of having a gamification where they get an email sent where they can see their result compared to the other bus drivers of the same place. So they know where they are not good and where they can improve and so on. When you go on the bus, you can maybe experience something that is not good. You can complain to SL, for instance, and this data is then transferred over to us, and we make sure that each group in our company gets this data. And then, for instance, if this data or if complaint related to a driver, we will find out what driver it was, and we will have the discussion with that driver that same week. And of course, this is a really great way for us to develop our company, to get the feedback from the customers. Then we have sustainability. We have to minimize idling. Our buses, they of course pollute if they're not electrical, and then we want to minimize that. So we analyze, okay, where does it happen? When does it happen? Can we improve the processes and so on? So we work a lot on that to minimize fuel consumption and cost, of course. Punctuality is always very important. So we analyze punctuality on every single stop all the time, and we work on the timetables and how many people get on and off on each stop and so on. So it's a lot of work regarding punctuality. We have a lot of course, we're out in the daily life, and a lot of things happen during the day of life for a bus driver and so on. And so we work with threats and violence, sabotage, and people on the tracks and so on. So that is very important from a data perspective as well. We have daily pulse meetings, and this is a 15-minute meeting in the morning for each traffic area, and they join in the management team, and they can have these very structured meetings where they have all the data they need, so they can focus on the deviation and they can focus on actions. So a short recap. The 4 things that we found very important, or that I find very important, is to select the right tools. And for us, I think Time Extender and Power BI has been really great tools. We have not been having to change anything on the path. Of course, the team has been very important. With Time Extender, we have been able to have really junior resources and still doing really great job. You have to have the management focus, and it's possible to work without deadlines if you have the input from management, as we do. So the vision we have is that all employees are data empowered, and it's not just the staff people, it's everyone, and we're getting there. And I want to have one more person on board right now, so I'm looking for a BI person with interest in BI and joining my team. So if you are interested or know someone, please let me know. In 2 months' time, Arriva Sweden will belong to VR Group, which is a Finnish railway company like SJ in Sweden. So that is going to be an interesting journey for us. So thanks to our suppliers and partners, Afingo, which is supplying really excellent expertise and consultants. Time Extender that I talked about. Then we have the AWS, Microsoft, and Cliva for making sure that the right persons have access to the right data. And that was all.